Hello, good afternoon, I believe. I don't actually know what time it is. Welcome to the Daily Squeeze, take 182. So today I want to talk about working from home and some stress it can create and the best way to make sure that you take care of yourself. So I do a little bit of work from home, and today has just, I don't know, I've just taken a shower, I've just gone outside, I've played with the dogs, and I just had one of those like anxiety attacks pretty much. Nothing super major, but enough to bring on tears and just that unknown. So I want to talk about it, and it's not a fun talk for me, but I figure that if it's something that I'm pretty much going through, as people start to work from home, it's something that you could easily be going through as well. So everything's all happy with my clients and in this health and wellness space, which I am very knowledgeable in. It's another little part of what I do that it just became too much almost. It's expectations versus communications versus what's practical versus, what's being, just expectations mainly. I do suffer from anxiety, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. I don't think it's a very severe case, but I know that when I'm unclear on stuff or when I have to wait, it bubbles. So, for instance, it came on the first big time that I have felt like this was probably when I had come to Australia. I studied, wow, it's windy. I was studying my master's degree down in Brisbane, and then I applied for residency, and I did everything I needed to do, kept busy, just ticking things off the to-do list, got that application in, and then I started to feel like this, and it's just that overwhelm of not knowing. So this is how it works in me and around me and all that kind of stuff. And I can tell that I'm anxious because Ruby was laying above my head this morning and just those deep purrs. So I can tell, she tells me kind of when it's coming on, and then of course today it's just, and I'm sure it's not just working from home. I'm sure some of it is the coronavirus stuff. I know a lot of it is being so far from everyone back in the States, and not really knowing what's going on there. Like, I talk with my mom and my sister quite a bit, so I understand from their point of view what's going on, but I don't know, like, you never just quite know, hey. And then I was chatting with someone that I'm doing a bit of work for on the side, and it just kind of got too much for me just now. Expectations are massive. Having communication strategies in place when working from home are the biggest thing, and having something just kind of thrown at you or dumped on you is not proper business when you haven't really talked about the full picture before. And in saying that, like, that's kind of what's just happened to me. I knew it was kind of coming, but I didn't. So much uncertainty, like, whoa. No, I'm not going online every day and seeing what's trending, because obviously the situation going on around me is very, there's a lot of unknowns, and it does stress me out. So I have been coming online. I have been showing up and trying to be positive and supportive for my clients, for you, for my family. And in the background, like, I don't have any of the answers either. So I don't know what's going on. The case in Europe, what's going on there is different to China, different to the States, different to Australia. I spoke with my friend from New Zealand earlier, and she said she was in Auckland, I think earlier this week or last week, and it was quite quiet, different to her. So yeah, like, who knows? But the best way forward in times like this, and especially if you're working from home, is get very clear on what it is you need to do, what it is the expectations are from you to your employer versus your employer to you. It needs to go two ways, because I really believe if people aren't supportive and they just kind of are getting stressed themselves and kind of throwing tasks here and there, it's not going to be productive. I trust you understand what I'm saying, or I'm making sense. I think communication just in general, it's something I always talk about. I look so different without makeup on, hey. It's a no makeup kind of Thursday. It's a take a shower when you need to, do your work, and play with the dogs. Happy birthday to Morpheus is, I'm totally segueing because I want to get on this like positive happy brain wave, and this is how I know to do it for me. So if I talk about something happy, which is obviously my dogs, Morph's birthday is today. He is turning 1 year old, and I do want to make him a little bit of a puppy cake. More like a pup cake, a tiny cupcake, if you will. We'll see what, and if I concoct something out of what I have in the pantry, which isn't much these days. But we'll see what I do for him. But definitely excited for Mark to come home later so we can all kind of celebrate. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't believe he's already 1, because we've only had him since the kind of end of October, since we moved into the house, so it doesn't feel like long enough. And he's just he's definitely settled more since we've had him, and he's just finding his way in the house, and he's a bit of a bully to Bud, which I feel so bad for Bud, but he's definitely his own personality, and we definitely love him for who he is. He's taken over the bed. Buddy took over the bed, and he'd be up in between our heads. Morph is lovely. He takes over the bed, but he takes up like all the room at the end of the bed. So now that I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed, we'll go back to the topic of combating stress. So I guess the biggest thing to do when you do work from home is know your limits, understand boundaries, and then get really clear on expectations, what the employer wants and what you still want. Communication wise is a big one from the employer. Don't do stuff that's definitely going to stress you out. If you're like me and you're anxious because of everything happening in the news, don't watch the news. The main stuff will still get to you because of word of mouth and friends wanting to check in, and all that kind of thing. So if it is something you feel like you have to watch but you don't want to watch, you need to be okay and trust your gut. Give yourself permission to then pop your phone down. Like, I'm definitely not scrolling as much. I guess we did have a Bali trip planned, and it's now no longer happening, which is, from a selfish point of view, I'm gutted, because Mark and I needed that holiday. From a coronavirus look at the world point of view, I'm really glad that we can change our flights and postpone the trip. However, in the economy today, you never know what's going to happen, so we both run our own businesses, so there is that element of worry. Again, communication, Mark and I are talking about everything all the time. Not all the time, I shouldn't say, because we have started to watch a new show and just chill out some more and really take time in the backyard to enjoy the boys, especially because the weather has dropped here and it is amazing. So yeah, still get your shit done. Obviously, we all have to work. That's fine. Get your shit done, but do it in a way that works for you. And don't be afraid to talk to people about how and what works for you. So that's one of my phone calls today that I've already made. But when I get a hold of who I need to talk to, that's the conversation we'll obviously have, because it's important to make sure you're on the right path, on the right track. And it's really important that when people are working from home, that the communication stays really open. I highly suggest videos where you're face to face like this and you can actually talk. Emails are really good for getting shit done if everyone is included in them. And I think another thing is you have to plan your routine correctly. So today I was out of my routine because I started doing other stuff before I came on live, for example. So my routine is out of whack today a little bit, and it's fine, but it probably influenced me having that little bit of like, and that's what my anxiety attacks are. It's just that overwhelming sense of like, it's like, you know that game with all the little balls and they're just going everywhere? That's how I feel inside. That I just can't settle the little balls going everywhere. Kind of a bad analogy, but I trust that makes sense to you. I hope it does. I know that taking a shower, cooling off, heating up, cooling off in the shower helps me, so I did that. I also know that going down and giving the boys attention, because they are outside a bit today while it's not raining, even though it looks like it's going to again. Going out and just playing with them in the yard, like, it's so freeing to me. I love it because they're so present. And Morph's over here stretching, Bud's wanting to play the ball. The ball is deflated. It's been for 2 days, so we do need to go and stock up on supplies. Like a couple more balls for Buddy. So I'm sure we're gonna try and do that stuff soon or this weekend. I've also got my book out. I'm probably gonna spend a little bit of time reading now and drifting off into my other world because it calms me. It helps me focus. And the thing I just realized as well, like, I didn't journal today. And where I still think all of this kind of would have bubbled over anyways because it's been bubbling for a few days. But maybe I'll take some time to write because I didn't notice that. I actually didn't do that today. I spent some time in bed singing happy birthday in my lovely voice to Morpheus and giving him incredible bear hugs while also pinning him to the bed and not letting him go while smothering him with kisses, as I do. If you know me, you know that would be totally normal. And yeah, the dogs are definitely my kids, and they are spoiled to the 9th degree, so good times. Alright, well, I think I'm going to leave it there. I trust that this has been helpful. My 3 recommendations for working from home and stressing less is understand the expectations, even if you need to write it in an email and send it to the higher up so that they are completely on point, and that's almost the first, set of communication. Know how and who to communicate with, where your line or chain of command is, whatever it is. And then keep communication open. And I guess the third thing is setting boundaries. Like, you will work from this time to this time, but be present then, be committed to working, take a shower, get dressed up for work, and have that little routine. If you have kiddos around as well, I've seen some amazing scavenger hunts, like just checklists, scavenger hunts for kids of all different ages online. They looked actually quite fun and entertaining, where, even something like that, again, card games, board games, family time, family cooking even. If you get everyone in the kitchen and you have lots of patience to actually cook dinner together, it's lovely, and it takes up so much time. So some things to keep busy as well, I guess, today. If you do also suffer from a little bit of anxiety like myself, make sure you are taking care of yourself. Self-care is really important. Know your tells and know what to do to help calm yourself. And if need be, the doctors are around. I know for Cairns right now, we don't really have any cases of corona around, so going to the doctor still perfectly okay. The not knowing obviously gets to me, so I have all my tricks, my reading, my shower, my chilling out with the dogs, chilling out with Mark, all that stuff that I do because it works for me. You might need to call a friend and just talk about absolute rubbish. Get on YouTube and watch all the singing and dancing clips of people, or funny cat clips, whatever makes you happy. So keep yourself busy, but also give yourself that care that you need to be able to just get through it. Take day by day. working from home, I think there are great benefits to it as well. I love sitting here. My office is done. I'm actually quite relaxed in here. I find it very I find it very peaceful. I don't know, blissful. I love this space. It's the first thing I've designed and then seen come to life. Obviously I didn't construct it, but it was lovely that that we got it done, and I could just stare at it for a while. It's just really just making me happy. So that's a positive thing. Just look around the house, make little tweaks even if you're home to make stuff better. Yeah. Alright, that's going to be me for the day. Again, I do have some my strategy sessions. I was going to say social strategy, but that's not it. My strategy sessions available if you do just need to talk. If you are an anxious person and you do want to stress less, I also have that workbook that I have launched. I'm happy to, if you want to leave your email and stuff below, I'm happy to have a chat with you about when that's going to go live. And Birthday Bonanza is still going, so if you go to my Facebook page, pinned at the top is the 5 Birthday Bonanza posts. Just go and engage with that. Show me some love. Comments, shares, or tags will get you in the running to get a free copy. That will be done drawn, I should say, at the end of March, and everything will be on the website live by April, as long as I get my shit done. The IT stuff, everything's kind of slowed down. Have you noticed that? I have. Okay, with that being said, happy Thursday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.